John from Sin RC here with my bud Scott, finally, who's managed to get himself away from work for once. We are out here flying the Freewing F-35, 70mm. I've heard a lot of negative things about this plane, but I'm willing to think that maybe some of that's not proper setup. This thing is completely set up with full Tailerons, Flaperons, alpha mixing, the full suite, and stabilization on all axes, including with the stabs too. So we're going to take this out. Hopefully it all goes well. You guys know I don't hide anything on my channel. If I screw up, you're going to see it.
hence that area right there.
Yeah, the chickens. Already did the direction testing. Everything is going the correct direction. Range tested. Okay. So all we got to do now is fire. Got some light variable winds coming from random directions, but it looks like it's coming from straight down the taxiway. What we're going to do is taxi her down to the end of the taxiway here, right before it gets into a rough patch. Although if you look at this airport, you would think just about every part of it is a rough patch, but rougher. Go ahead and walk over here. Gonna take off without flaps. Just gonna test the flaps in the air. Wow, look at everything bounce. This is going to be interesting. I'm gonna have to get her on this. I'm gonna get on the side here. You know what? I have to go get her. Pause real quick. So we had to cut real quick because I didn't give the nose wheel the 150% range that I normally do. When I was doing taxi testing at high speed, trying to turn it even slightly, it would tip over. So I've adjusted that, so that's why we had to go pick it up and turn it. Good headwind. Get the battery call-outs going. And let's hope for the best, guys. That thing go. All right. We're going to have 4,050C smart pack in here, 6 cell of course. We're going to go ahead and immediately start practicing our approaches. I don't want to do anything too crazy with this plane yet.
24 flaps 50.
Okay, flaps. Get that trimmed in right. I got it. Okay, up, there we are. There's the full flaps. That's the problem. So we'll have to land with full or half flaps. Flaps needs a lot less up elevator than I thought. Okay, sorry about the what do you call it, the blue sky, guys. I'm gonna get it lined up with the runway here. Oh, there's some turbulence up there. I want to make sure that I can actually land this thing.
24.21 volts. Flaps 50.
Okay, get the flaps out. Slowing down real good. Okay, perfect. Wasn't a touch and go, but I at least practiced the approach. That's what I wanted to do. Oh, that's got an amazing amount of throw. Able to keep up with me, bud?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's got a high speed pass going into the wind.
23.19 volts.
Even with all that throw, I can still keep up with you.
Good. Fun little plane. I actually like it. Where is this all, like, I'm friends with some buddies. We're in a really cool Facebook group. We chat about planes all the time, and I believe the term was thrown around that this thing flies like a pig. I am not feeling that at all. This thing flies great. I'm using, what is it, like nearly 80% expo. Ooh, this is some blustery crosswind. I'm using a ton of expo to get this thing to fly well, a ton of rates. It flies great. I think we're going to have no issue getting this thing down when it comes time to it. I'm going to actually do a quick trim on the fly with the flaps.
Flaps 50.
Okay, I got it trimmed out. I've got a little switch where I can actually, whoa, drop the wing. I had a stall from how that was coming in. It's all right. Plenty of altitude to work with. Let's go ahead and pull the flaps all the way down.
Full flaps.
May actually end up landing without them, but I'm going to try to line up one more time.
22.69 volts.
Still got, ooh, nice. Still got plenty of power.
up.
Okay.
3 minutes.
Actually flies really well with the flaps now, but I'm not entirely confident that I can land her just yet with it. So I think I'll stick with half flaps for the time being, or maybe pull my flap setting up a little bit more. I think it's maybe too much. I can kind of feel.
22.78 volts.
Oh great, now we got a tailwind. Oh well.
Gear up.
Do some more crazy stuff with it.
Flight pack 21.35 volts.
This thing is actually a really good flyer. If it wasn't so damn windy out here, I think we'd have a better time. Now I got to land the direction the plane is currently flying because we're getting really weird directional winds.
22.26 volts.
It's not conducive to flying if you're not experienced with this kind of stuff.
Gear down.
I like how the gear come out instantly though. All right, I'm gonna land from left to right here. We're gonna walk up. Gotta be able to hit my touchdown point a little bit better.
4 minutes. Flat 50.
Okay.
22.83 volts.
Very turbulent out here. So much speed, man. Like it's actually kind of hard to get it down. It just wants to float forever. I may have to try Spoilerons instead of flaps, but we can't do that on this flight because I've already got them programmed as flaps. So I'm just going to plan a better approach. Check my frame losses real quick.
43 losses.
Only 43 losses.
21.9 volts.
Pretty good. Okay, turn her around all the way out there.
Flaps 50.
Okay. Coming in coasting right now. Get her down low. Got a headwind now finally. Whoa. Oops.
Oh,
Yeah.
Flaps up.
I should have taken off and gone around. Cut it and check it again. Little rough in the landing. It kind of hit a small dirt pile. Other than that, it's totally fine. There's only a little bit of dirt that I can wipe off with some water. Gear's fine. It absolutely doesn't seem to care. This thing weighs very little. I'm actually thinking that Spoilerons are probably going to be the way to go for this, but I can test out different configs. Right now, my flaps are dumping just a little bit. When they go all the way out like this, it starts getting a little squirrely feeling, but
Flaps up.
we're going to fly this more later on, so thanks for watching, guys. More to come soon. All right, guys, we're back. Second flight on the F-35. There's a lively Facebook discussion on the Motion RC customer community about how I'm going to crash this plane with the way I've set it up. Don't worry, guys. I know what I'm doing. I've flown it quite a bit. Maiden flight went okay. A little blustery. The winds started to calm down now, so we're going to go back out. Fly with takeoff flaps. Yeah, handles really well. All right, let's walk over here, Scott. This thing's got so much authority. You able to keep up with it?
mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, let's do the what do you call it? The inverted test. I want to see if she's actually going to fly level. So I'm going to turn her around. Get that battery call out going.
23.08 volts. Safe. Heading.
Getting a little hard to see where she's going. Okay, inverted time. Here we go. Little nose heavy still, even with the 4,000 pack shoved as far back as I can get it. Okay, so let's do some testing. I've got the alpha mixing that I'm going to try out. I'm going to go right to left with it. No focus problem?
1 minute.
Looking good.
Okay,
FCS normal.
little touchy. That's what Expo's for though, guys. Looks a little weird because I'm trying out some new stuff.
Alpha Pro. FCS normal.
Okay. I'm gonna have to dial that in a little bit more and play with it. It's definitely flying a little wonky with that mix. But so far,
23.48 volts.
so far the rolls are totally axial, which is what I'm loving. I didn't really get this plane to do high alpha with it. I'm sure you could. Those wings are kind of stubby. I'm gonna 70 mils sounds so babyish, doesn't it? But it's got impressive performance. I'm not hearing this, it flies like a pig stuff. It doesn't fly like a pig at all. It actually is very agile. Let's do the Cobra test. Get up a little high. Okay. Slow her down. Not enough throws to do a Cobra. But I tried.
2 minutes.
Sorry about being so high up, guys. A lot of this I'm testing because I'm not sure what the plane's going to do. So it's best to test that high up, get away from the sun. But let's see what else I was going to do. Try a flat spin with the differential stabs.
23.01 volts.
Flat spin! There we go. Got it in there. Wasn't a very good looking flat spin. Kind of sloppy, but it did it, and that's the important thing. So now I've now flown a flat spun a F-22. I have flat spun the F-14, the F-16, and now the F-35. It's just my shtick, right? I like to do this. Let's get a low level pass. Turn her around. I'm sorry about it being so cloudy here, guys, or cloudless. So let's get a little lower to the ground so you guys can actually see what's going on. It's only my second flight, so I'm still feeling her out, still being a little ginger.
22.92 volts.
That will all go away
3
soon.
minutes.
It's got a cool sound to it. It's a little weak sounding, but it still sounds cool. It's mostly the sound of rushing air. Let's go up into a tail slide. Hovering now, flopping over itself. A fun little plane.
21.76 volts.
Dropping this gear. Walk up with me. Got a tailwind coming in here, so tailwind right now coming from my back, so it's gonna be a headwind for the plane.
Flaps
Dropping the
15.
flaps.
Full flaps.
Okay, full flaps are working much better now. Really starting to slow down. Trading some altitude for airspeed.
Flaps up. 21.51 volts.
Yeah, these little 4,000 packs don't last very long. Even on a what do you call it, a 70 mil, they don't last long. Partially because the air's so cold too. It's got us a nice long stabilized approach. Level the wings, drop the
Full
flaps.
flaps. 4 minutes.
Always important to keep your wings level before you drop the flaps. Some models will immediately tip stall.
$22.76 volts.
Handles it. Got one hell of a rollout though. I feel like this thing could use reverse thrust. Let's cut to the plane. All right, guys, we're back. Are you recording, Scott?
Yep.
Cool. We're swapping out. Gonna burn this plane up on the last battery.
22.8.
Gotta say, man, it's a little underwhelming on the stab potential. Again, we're having a lively discussion on the motion RC community right now about how I'm gonna crash this thing with how I'm flying with full stab deflections. And let me tell you guys, don't be afraid of throw, right? Throw is not a bad thing. Throw is there when you need it if you use expo. If you fly with a ton of expo like I do, I'm pretty sure I'm flying with like 80% expo on all surfaces right now with gear-based rates too. I'll demonstrate that in a second. You really gotta work hard to crash this plane.
Flight pack 10.07 volts.
Famous last words.
Yeah, famous last words, am I right? But the thing is, it's like foam is really structurally sound. It's not gonna crash from pulling too many G's unless you pull like 20 G's. I've done some models, I've gotten 16 G's out of them, 15 G's. Hell, the RV7, there's a video on that. I pulled 15 G's in that thing, and all the wings did was make a little V shape. Nothing to worry about. So, let me demonstrate the gear-based rates real quick, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. With the landing gear out, I'm limited to this. With the gear up, I get full rates. Now, also flying with new servos, I'm using AGF RC B13 DLMs in the stabs. They're really high torque. They have a ton of throw. And I'm using B11 DLS units from AGF RC in the wings. I'll put the links in the description if you guys want them for yourself.
25.12 volts.
It was a grand total of about, I'd say, $60 worth of servo upgrades. $20 for the 2 servos in the wings, and $40 for both servos in the stabs. So it's not a cheap upgrade. It turns the plane from like a $300 plane into like a $360 one, plus the cost of the receiver. But it still, I think, performs better. You get more precision. And look how precise that is. They're a little loud, but they have so much torque. And they're cheaper than the high-tech servos, but they have more torque. These are almost 4 kilograms of torque each. There we go.
Flaps up.
Get out of the flaps.
23.73 volts.
Look at that roll rate, man. Can I turn Tailerons off? I think I have it on a mix switch.
Elevators.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, here we go. Here's just the roll with Ailerons only. Not as good as with Tailerons.
Wow.
Massive, isn't it? See the way it tail slides around? That's why I have that throw, guys, to be able to do crazy maneuvers like that, where I can make this plane go up, backflip over itself. Go some airspeed, turn it around. Bank and yank, right above the ground. Now, I think we could do a better pass than that. Let's get her past the tree line. Go with the wind.
22.92 volts.
Kick a little bit of rudder in to stabilize her. That roll rate is something else, isn't it?
6 minutes.
I'm thinking about adding some weight to the tail for sure to get it to a neutral center of gravity. Just a slight touch of the stick gets me really nice slow rolls.
22.92 volts.
Love this jet, man. This is actually a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. Should I do another flat spin, Scott?
Heck yeah. Give the people what they want.
Yeah, that's what we come here for, am I right? Pull her into a stall. There's your stall, into a spin. It wasn't the flattest spin. I'm still not entirely certain that I want to get it too low to the ground. The more I fly this plane, the better I'm going to get with it. All right, let's get those gear out and do some practice approaches. I'm going to walk up here. You want to cross the taxiway and shoot from the other side, maybe?
Sure.
That way you don't have to have me in the frame blocking your view.
7 minutes. 23.08 volts.
Gotta get some landing practice in sometimes, right, guys?
Full flaps.
Flaps are in. Look at her come in. She's perfect. Could have been a little less janky on the pull up on that, but again, I want to get her up quick. Plenty of power left, 22.5 volts. That's under load. Got enough power to do some more approaches. I think a little further out this time around. And we have more time to slow down. Guess we have clouds now, am I right? Stabilize that descent. Time to reject that approach. Definitely likes to float, man. I think the Spoilerons might be where I want to do here. I'm going to have to test that out next time I fly her. The problem with Spoilerons is you're going to need up elevator or down elevator rather than up.
Full flaps. 22.83 volts.
Sorry, buddy. That's why these touch and goes are important to understand the handling characteristics of your model. Hopefully you guys can hear me well. case scenario, I'll belly land.
Full flaps.
Keep the wings level as the flaps come out.
Stabilize. 22.69 volts.
There we go. Wasn't the best landing in the world, you know. I'm still feeling her out.
22.8 volts.
But I think we're good.
Flaps up.
I'm happy with it. And the gear didn't shear off, as some people said. So, again, guys, don't be afraid to throw. All the stuff you're seeing me do with this model is only possible because I'm giving it the throw to do it. Is the sun right in the way?
Oh, no, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, throw isn't something to be afraid of. Let's zoom in on the model. Get her back out of here. So I can get her turned around. I almost want to fly her again, but
22.67 volts.
God, those wheels don't like grass, man. Yeah, it's not anything to be afraid of. Throws aren't bad. That's what we have
9
Expo
minutes.
for, to tamp it down. Most of the time, when you see me fly this plane, I'm not flying it with the full deflection. I'm flying it with just a little bit of a time. Because I'm pulling half the stick to get the stabs to move as much as they are right now. So, like, when I pull all the way back, sure, but this is half the stick right here. So it barely moves most of the time. That's what Expo's for. That's why you can get the most throw out of these things, so you can tamp that down with Expo. So when you need it, you can make that thing power around curves and look really cool. Let's see what the power is one more time.
22.8 volts.
Yeah, I want to fly it again, but it's right at storage voltage. It would not be a good thing to do right now, so I'll fly it again some other time. Got 3 flights in.
Stabilizer normal.
It's a great little plane. I love it. Hope you guys like it. Setup video coming tonight. Thanks for watching, guys.